Welcome to the Bike Shed, welcome to the launch of Ducati's new Monster. Now, we had an interesting conversation down at the Bike Shed a couple of weeks ago, me and Dutch, because we knew the new Monster was coming out and we'd already seen it at the NEC and I'd seen it in Milan, and we was discussing whether it was kind of Bike Shed audience. But then I remembered like the original Monsters, the 600, the 900, the 1100, all those air-cooled Monsters. And I think they're mega cool, and they're actually starting to go up in price a bit now. They're a bit of a collectible. And yes, I am old enough to remember the original bikes when they were new. And to me, I still like that kind of air-cooled Monster, especially if you can find one with a dry clutch. You remember the real nice ones with a dry clutch with a taka 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 taka. They were just great bikes. And then they went into like the water-cooled versions. You had a couple of 916, 996 versions that were kind of a bit radical, but they were still very much Monsters with trellis frames. But that was like back in the 90s, and now 2026 we have a new Monster. So we thought we'd kind of give it a little review and see what you guys think at home. So for 2026, a lot has changed since the original Monsters. Now we've got lean sensitive ABS, lean sensitive traction control, and 4 rider modes. Before we had a throttle and carbs, and well, that was it really. Now we've got a full TFT dash, we've got 4 rider modes, and everything is integrated. So every time I change the rider mode, it changes the power character, it changes the engine brake strategy, it changes the wheelie control, and it tells me what's for T. Well, it doesn't, but it tells you as much as you need to know. It's a 5.5-inch full colour TFT dash. So when you change from urban to wet, it changes all those rider aids in accordance, and you have maximum power of 95 horsepower. If you go into sport, and the road, then you're up to the full 111 horsepower, full torque, but they've just got different kind of power maps, and it also changes the rider aids accordingly. If you want to be immature and you want to be stupid, then you can turn off the rider aids apart from the ABS. Unlike the old bikes of old, we've no longer got the trellis frame because we've got the monocoque frame that has been on the Monster for quite some time now. We've got the new V2 engine. So that is 890 in capacity, which is down from 937 as previous. It near enough makes the same power, 111 horsepower, and near enough the same torque, near as damn it. But the engine is a lot lighter, and this has got a quoted dry weight of 175 kilograms. This is, let me get this right, the lightest water-cooled Monster ever, because there were some air-cooled Monsters that were a little bit lighter. That new V2 engine means that the Desmo valves are no more, which will get some of you up in outrage. But that does mean that service intervals are longer, oil changes are longer. So I think valve clearances are at 28,000 miles. So that's less maintenance and easier to look after, which in the long run should make it cheaper. But when we talk about money, at £12,000 in the UK for the base bike, that is not a cheap motorcycle, but it is an attractive and desirable motorcycle, and it still says Ducati on the side, and they're still winning in MotoGP and still winning in World Superbikes. Now, don't be confused by this beautiful backdrop that we've got, because today has been absolutely biblical rain and horrendous conditions. When Dutch said, go to Malaga, have some fun, ride a new Monster, you're old enough to remember the old ones, I took it with both hands. I couldn't wait to get to the plane despite it being a Ryanair flight. But after today, it's been really, really crappy conditions. So I can't really tell you what the braking performance is like. I can't really tell you what it's going to be like on the limit. These Rosso 4 tyres work really well. The Showa suspension works really well. The power delivery is soft and forgiving, and it's been easy to ride in the rain, which should translate to the dry. So if it's easy to ride here in Malaga, where there is virtually no grip in town but decent grip in the hills, then it should be, in turn, easy to ride when we're on the North Circular in November. The urban and wet modes cuts the power down to 95 horsepower. It ramps up the rider aids as much as possible, which means it's very forgiving and very easy. It's very light, the seat height is low, and historically Monsters have started off at 600 and there's been 620s and there's been like entry-level Monsters. But even though that this is what I would regard as a reasonably big bike, 111 horsepower, it's still very forgiving and very easy to ride. In terms of style, that is up for debate and up for question, and I can't wait to see your comments below. I've seen a few comments already on the Instagram post I've already put on the bike shed, and there's already an argument of it's no longer Desmo, it's no longer a monster, it's lost the trellis frame, so it's no longer a monster. But I remember when we went from air-cooled to water-cooled and there was an uproar, and I remember when we got rid of the trellis frame and there was another uproar, and now we've got rid of Desmo and I'm sure there'll be another uproar. But to me, it still feels like a monster. If we remove the Ducati, we remove the labels, you'd still approach it and go, yeah, that's a Ducati monster. It's still got that ease of use, it's still got that fun ride, it's still got that usability, and in the dry, it's got all the ingredients that should make it fun. The only thing I think Ducati have done with this monster is I think they've just rolled it a little bit. I think they've just made it a little bit softer. I think it could have been a little bit more aggressive. And I think they've done that because the Street Fighter used to be quite hard to ride, and that's become a lot easier to ride. So if this was more aggressive, it would be too close to the Street Fighter. So I think they've had to pull it down a little bit. It's been, well, I was going to say it's been great fun, but it's not. It's been freezing cold and miserable. So I'm going to kill Dutch when I get back to the bike shed because he promised me cocktails and sunbathing. It's been pretty miserable. I'm looking forward to getting the monster again. Hopefully we can get that again at the bike shed. Hopefully we can maybe do one of the Ducati track days because that would be great fun to send the monster around that. They've always been agile, always been fun, always been enjoyable, but I can't give you an all-inclusive verdict of what it would be like in the dry. But hopefully we'll visit this bike again at the bike shed, and hopefully we'll put it against the competition, which will mean me and Dutch sitting down with a bit of paper and working out who the competition is. Because there are a lot of bikes in this category that is the category that ironically Ducati created with the original monster. But if you want a fun naked bike, you are really spoilt for choice, but the monster is the one that started it all. But if you want to know any technical details like how the suspension lowering kit and how low you can go with a lowered seat, then please fire some questions below. Please let us know what you think the competition is, and hopefully when you see me next time working for the bike shed, it'll be somewhere sunny and I'll be dry. Finito. That's my private jet. Allora.